In the history of Nigerian football, and the two of you would agree with me, we have created a template of every defeat, somebody must be sacrificed on the altar of blame.
Christ. Yes. Yeah.
Every time. So that
right,
thing in
you're
itself is a national disease.
Mercy, have you missed a penalty?
Edafe will testify. I
Yes,
think
she has.
2002.
Yes, she has.
2002 in Warri, I missed a penalty that could make me be another second time me winning the African Footballer of the Year. And I loved it. I loved that PK, and everybody was crucifying me. They didn't even understand what I was going through.
And I think the reason why we're always blaming people is because we want to extract the conversation from the real discussion. When are we going to build infrastructure? When are we going to set up proper budgeting? When are we going to avoid going into a tournament and in the middle of the tournament players are striking for their money?
As soon as Nigeria filed out and I saw Osimhen with the captain band, Armband, I just said to my boys, I said, oh no. Osimhen, in my opinion, in football is like an assassin. It's like a beast. You're supposed to unleash him to go and destroy, to go and cause mayhem and get you the results you need.
When I heard some analysts say they should drop him because of that quarrel, in my head I was like, you play ball at all? I've been in dressing room where somebody breaks somebody's nose, bleeding, doctor fix up. The both of them went back and played football, they win match, come back.
If you really want to
your
win,
best player, your best player can be a
you have to have
madman.
the passion. Yes,
he will play.
I was one of them. On the field, in the locker room, we used to tell each other, what did they do on ourselves? On a thing I thought we wanted finish the game.
As AFCON edges into its final chapters, football fans across the world have been swept into a roller coaster of emotions worthy of the big screen. Every match felt like a twist in the script, every goal a collective gasp, every whistle a heartbeat held just a second too long. Dreams have been broken, others have caught a glimpse of destiny and marched boldly towards it, ready to carve their names into history. The pharaohs of Egypt fell to familiar foes, but they live with heads held high, having poured everything they had into the fight. The Niger train has finally been brought to a halt, yet that fearless, expressive brand of football will linger long in the memory. There may have been tears along the way, but make no mistake, these men stood their ground, fought with pride, and bowed out with honor. Senegal or Morocco, who goes home with the much coveted trophy? And to do this justice, I've got nobody else, and I don't think I ever need anybody else when I have my brother with me, a man who speaks with the voice of 1,000 thunderclouds, the oracle I am privileged to call my man, Edafe Eseoghene.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry, Godfather, for that mix up with my internet, but I guess it's the defeat. The Nigerian defeat is making this Moroccan squeeze the internet off. For me, I don't know, but thank you so much. It's a beautiful day today because we have my sister in the house. So let's get going. Let's get on.
It's not bad belly, is it? You know, say we for Nigerianity in bad belly. Hope no be bad belly. They take internet.
No. Technology, sometimes these things happen.
All right, that's fine. And today we're joined by someone who's lived AFCON moments across the world. One of Africa's and Nigeria's greatest female footballers ever. Her journey through the local league, then the national team, then to the USA helped open doors for a new generation of women who dared to dream bigger. Once little known, she announced herself to the world, featuring in the 1999 FIFA World All-Stars, and in 2001 became the first ever African Women's Footballer of the Year. A legend on the pitch, an icon all over the world. A force beyond it, a mother, a wife, a player, a coach, a legend, an icon, and the Oracle sister. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the one, the only Mercy Akide.
You have to put the Udoh.
Mercy Akide-Udoh.
That's right. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. I'm so privileged to be with you guys.
I had to add the Udoh, even though I did beef the Udoh. I'm beefing the Udoh, but I had to, I tried to play that trick to omit him, like to show my beef, but it's okay. He's got the full backing of the wifey now, so that's fine.
They say the most difficult people to interview or to have on a podcast is your family member, because you don't know when you're going to spill family secrets. You don't know when you're going to say something that you're not supposed to say. And then you go back home and you get the beating of your life. So I hope, I hope I'm able to handle this.
People live from Abuja en route Morocco. This is special delivery.
Oh, thank you so much, Godfather. Godfather, you are in the middle of a brother and a sister conversation today. So let's get started with it straight up. Like, Mercy, you come from a household of elite educationists. Your family, your dad is go to school, all these, which will be football. And then there was no precedent. There was no woman that have played football before that anybody could look and say, okay, because this person don't, we are leave out. How did it start for you?
Well, for me, it started with my two brothers because we like to play on the street. So, and I'm that one. I'm a tomboy. So, or whether you call it a tom girl. So, so I love to play with my two brothers. My eldest, Celebrity Akide, he always take me around. I don't like playing with girls because girls have too much drama. And that's why you see me, I'm drama free. I don't like drama either. If it's too much, I just walk away. I like to laugh. I'm very happy. I like to joke around. I just like peace. So I just hanging out with my brothers, just give me that sense of peace. Like boys, they don't fight. They argue and it's done. But girls argue and it becomes fight. They take it to the next level. So I'm not wired like that. So my brother will take me. I will go around. He will take me because we live in the railway quarters. And we have players that if I mention their names, you guys will recommend with them. Like Finidi George, he was older, but he normally played with us. Also, a younger brother, Igenwari, that, passed. And also, and then Genuary he went to the same primary school with me. He used to protect me. During PE, he used to fight for me. He would be like, if you kick her, you kick me, like that. So we were all close. Even Inikia, they were all, yes, we all grew up. Too. Yes, he's late too. May he so rest in peace. But they were living in MPA quarters. We were living in railway quarters. But it's so close that we can walk from each other and just go around and play. Sometimes they do competition. My brother will tell them to put me in the team. And that's how it started for me. Just that passion. I've received so much kicking that even right now I'm getting old. I'm beginning to have arthritis on my right knee.
Sorry about that.
From boys kicking me and then the girls as well when I started playing with girls. So it's a long journey, but I love it. I love I won't trade it for anything.
When I mean you were playing and one day, it's not like these days where you have social media, you have smartphones. How did you get your first national call? Like, how did you? Wow, but madam, they don't call you for national team. Oh. It's time to go represent Nigeria. How was that moment like?
It started from me playing with Garden City in Port Harcourt. So that time, is youth fun, is school competition. So then there's this guy, there are three of them. They were teachers, and they just started Garden City. I know you guys must have heard about Garden City. So I
Yeah, I
started
know them.
playing. So it's like schoolgirls that they pick to form a club. So we started with I started with Garden City, and then we played Jagede's Babe. Jegede Babes from Lagos.
Yeah.
So they came to Port Harcourt to play us friendly. So I stood out. So since I stood out, she said she wants 4 of us. We were 4 girls that they picked, but 2 of us went. 2, they were sisters. One was the goalkeeper, one was the defender. May I so rest in peace, the defender, she passed as well. So, but 2 of us decided to go. But me, I'm not into any relationship. I don't really know that much about dating and all of that. All I know is school and football. So when I got there, I get involved really quick because my mindset, I'm there, I'm going to play ball, I'm going to go to school. Because Jegede put us in school because she has A to Z international secondary and primary school. So she enrolled us in a school right away. So we were also playing for a club. And as I was playing, that's how my first invite came on. And my first invite came on. I went to the national team. I was under the weather a little bit. It was during the holiday period. I miss my parents. I miss all my siblings, and I was headstrong too. I was playing like I was playing in the street. I didn't even look at it like, hey, this is, I'm playing with girls. So I would make girls. I would do my own thing. I was just a one-man show player. Everybody knows I can play, but I was not a team player. So I got cut. I got caught that year in my first national team. And I don't think that I've told this story because most people think that I went to the national team, I made it right away. No, I got caught. My first national team calling, I was caught. So I was caught, and then I was like, what did I do? And this is something that I noticed that players don't do that much. At that time, my little knowledge, I had to go to the coaches and ask them, what did I do wrong? Because I know in myself that I can play better than the girls that they put on the team. So I went to Paul Amity, may he so rest in peace as well. I went to him and I said, Coach, because he's from River State. I said, and I'm from River State. He's from River State. I'm the only Rivers girl there. So why won't you favor me? What did I do wrong? I went there, I asked him politely, and he told me, he said, I'm not a team player because I don't like to pass. And I was like, what is team player? In my head, I was like, but I'm doing my thing. So what is team player? So, and that's how I played for Princess Jegede. Long story short, that's how they called me to the national team because they will write a letter to the club that you are playing to. Because we didn't have no social media, and then, or sometimes when we are playing, the coaches will be there and they will tell the team secretary, and then they will tell us that you are invited. And then we see our name in NTA News.
Or a newspaper today too. Or newspaper.
Yes. No, we don't normally do newspaper except you are living with somebody that buys newspaper or somebody that knows
but
you.
Come down there too.
That will come and say, come and see your name, like that.
Yeah.
But if not, it's on NTA News that you will see your name that you've been called up on.
So let's talk about that a bit. It's late now, but what was his reaction to, because he's more of an academician type of guy. I mean, if you know a core Rivers person, Calabari or Krika people, they believe in education. All these, I want to play football. Maybe for streets, yes, but as a career, no, that's not their thing. They're very erudite, educated. You see, the one of the most popular Rivers man that played football for the national team, Chief Justice Adoke Amesemaka, was a lawyer. So that's to tell you how they see it there. So when he became a national team, you're playing for the national team, you went to the World Cup and then you went to the AFCON and won it. How did Daddy react?
Well, her daddy was a traditional person too. My dad was a chief, and he ended up being like almost like the king. Like in Ebola, they would call him Onowu. So he was the second man to
Okay.
take
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but he was about to take the whole title to be a king of Amayanabo of my village. So before he passed, but they wanted us to dress like girls. They wanted us to protect ourselves like princesses that we are. But I'm not wired like that. I'm not. Even when they put on even when they dress us up during holidays or when we go to the village, you have to dress some certain way. I will still wear my short underneath it. Even when he took me to the Amayanabo of the whole Calabari kindred, because when I wanted to get married to Akide-Udoh, he took me because they want to see me. I'm their daughter. They can't just give me out like that. When we went, I was putting on a pants underneath my wrapper. You need to see me.
But hold on there, Mercy. Hold on there, Mercy. We know, but did you have to spell it out to say when you wanted to go and marry Akide-Udoh? Did you have to spell it out?
Why are you feeling bad? I don't understand. Were you eyeing my sister somewhere in this conversation?
Did you have to spell it out?
I don't know.
Wait,
We already know it was Colin. Did you have to spell it out when I went to marry
tell
Akide-Udoh?
us. Were you eyeing my sister?
Ima, when you eyeing me, I don't know this one that you're doing like this.
Ima, I'm suspecting you now.
But I'm that one that I like to be free. I like to enjoy myself. I respect people's spaces and I respect tradition as well. And that's why, I will put the wrapper on when I need to. If I don't need it, I don't do it. But my sisters, they are still like, they have to put the wrapper on and they are not wired like me. They said I'm different.
Celine is wired like you. Selena is wired like you.
She is in some certain ways, but I'm different. They can't get two people. I'm different from all of them. There are things that they do. There are things that they would do that when you look at me, you'll be like, "Are you from this family?"
Yeah. So you play with some great players. Florence Omagbemi, Patience Avre, Okosime, Nkiro Okosime. I think Rita Wadike was in your set. Mama Go, even Kamala was in your set as well.
Kamala was the goalkeeper, right?
You said?
I said Kamala was the goalkeeper, right?
Yes.
Kamala was the goalkeeper.
Okay. Unfortunately, there was the setting and changing it that was just too good. Now, let's remember some moments in your African Women Championship journey that are in the dressing room. You guys will say, you know what, this one's if anybody could beat us, not be this thing. Ghana, man, people suffer from Asha. Like, you guys were not fair. You guys were not nice, like really nice. Cameroon.
Edafe, this thing that you are saying, we are not nice. We are playing for money. If we don't win, they don't give us anything. We just carry our bag like that.
No, if you win 2-0, they will still give you the money. Why 9-0, 12-8-0? Like, come on. You guys were not nice.
When you sabi now. They wear
okay.
they put on the uniform to come to the pitch, right? So we have to play them the way that we've been trained. We were wired in different level, individually, collectively, as a team. We were wired differently.
So send me some moments in those teams that always stay in your head forever that you can pass on to your children, to the players that you're coaching now. You know, those psychological moments where you look at the opposition and say, if not this one, forget it. Let's share some of them.
I would say South Africa and Ghana were the toughest when we were playing because the way the noise that they always bring and their fans, you know, I would say that especially Ghana, they were really strong. But the only thing that we always beat them because we also have individual players that in a moment like that, we don't depend on the whole team. One player can just make a difference. So we have that, but they don't have that. So that was the difference.
You mentioned one thing that will not make me pivot to the AFCON. Yesterday, Nigeria played in the quarterfinals at the semifinals of the AFCON 2025-26 with the host country Morocco. I was in that stadium, that's Prince Moulay Abdullah Stadium, and the noise. If there was a measurement to measure noise decibel, I don't know how he would have read, but I think he would have gone to the blasting level of beating the light. And they just know how to do it. When their players are in possession, the rhythm of the noise become beautiful. It's encouraging. When our players hold the ball, it changes. I mean, the sequence just changes like they practiced this thing before. Does noise in the stadium affect how players play in a game?
Yes. Especially when you are playing the whole host team. When you're playing the host team, it's very difficult. I will take you back to 1999 World Cup against USA in where did we play? DC Stadium. That stadium almost collapsed. It was sold out. I've never seen female game that was sold out. People were outside watching on screen. People were trying to find a way to come in. And as soon as we scored that goal, it looked like we just opened a can of worms. The stadium went crazy. Every time the US national team players have the ball, the stadium went, whoa! It was kind of like a distraction to us too. It was scary. We were nervous. We don't know what to do. These girls were just playing. Yes, they were better than us, but we scored before them. And we were like, okay, this is cool. But when there are fans, when you have people backing you, your home team, you are the home team and you are home because it's their soil. So everything will come for them. And I think that's what happened to our boys too. And I know that people will be listening like, what's she talking about? These boys are pro. No, take away pro. You know, the whole nation is behind them and they were supporting them from the beginning to the end. And that's what happened. You know, when you don't have people that will back you up, they look like they have fathers, but they don't have no father. You know, they were fatherless. They were just there doing their best. And it's really difficult. For mentally, it's very difficult. If you're not mentally strong, you stop playing. It's a tough one.
Edafe, real quick, sorry, just to support her a little bit. My last game for Nigeria, the Super Eagles, I think was in 2000, the match against Catalonia in Spain. That match was played at the Barcelona stadium. And I just want to say something funny. We got into the stadium. It was 100,000 people, not one person less. 100,000 capacity filled to the brim. Now, guess what? The moment we got in and that particular crowd shouted, I'm not going to call the person's name, but someone beside me just said, "Hey, we don't tell you." I don't want to call someone. The person was like, "Hey," he actually said it in Hebrew. He said, "Hey, I want wall on the tower. We don't die today." Oh. That was when I knew we were finished for that particular match. But I could not report it, because if you report it, you look like you have a beef, or maybe because you're trying to take over positions and stuff. I held it inside me, but I just knew that we were dead. And guess what? We got the spanking of our life. You know. And I also remember a particular game. We were still very young then. It was Ranchers Bees versus Abiola Babes. I'll never forget. Ranchers Bees was coming to the FA Cup final for the first time. Abiola Babes, of course, their customers. I mean, they were the biggest team in the country at that time. I think it was done. It was played, I think, in Lagos or so. So much crowd in the stadium, filled to the brim. Now, our Ranchers gave a fantastic, good account of themselves, just like what our boys did yesterday. That's why when some people talk about the Chukwueze penalty, I hold myself, because I know how some of these things can affect people. Now, guess what happened? Abiola Babes defeated Ranchers Bees during penalty, and what happened was 80% of the crowd in the stadium were in support of Abiola Babes. Of course, probably just 5% of that crowd was for Ranchers Bees from the northern part of Nigeria. Whenever it was time for Ranchers Bees to play the penalty, imagine what it meant for over, at that time, probably about 40, 50,000 people. All you do here is Farabale, Basigbo, Farabale, Basigbo. And that was how all the Ranchers players, they were throwing all their balls away. And that was how Abiola Babes won. So yes, I'm just saying this to support what Mercy had just said. It does affect. Thank you. You can go ahead.
So with this AFCON, sis, there were some certain things that happened lead up to the AFCON. The Super Eagles were for want of a better word, were shit. The Super Eagles were rubbish. That's the fact. We were in a World Cup.
Just use write-off. Just use write-off for the purpose of our discussion.
Yeah,
just use write-off.
We were in a World Cup qualifying group with Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Benin Republic, Rwanda. All of these countries.
There is a car. Which one be car again?
Central African Republic. No, Central African Republic. That's a Nations Cup qualifiers. Now,
okay, that was.
We had only South Africa maybe as a major footballing nation. And of all the games we played a total of 12 games if you had the playoffs. We drew 7 in the course of 90 minutes. That's a team that does not know their left from their right. Then we came to the AFCON. As God will have it, we also have, below average teams in our groups. And we were happy because we didn't want to start with the majors. So we had Tanzania, Uganda, and then Tunisia in our group. We started a bit slow, but the play was good. You could see, when you watch a football team, what you want to see is how we defend, how we keep possession, how we transition from defense to midfield and then to attack. And, when we come under pressure, can we hold our own? We grew in this tournament. We played them. We won 2-1. Then we played against Tunisia. It was 3-2, but 3 goals at first in the first 75 minutes. And then we played against Uganda, and then Mozambique, and then Algeria. We were incredible. It started making people say, if we're this good, why didn't we qualify for the World Cup? But then yesterday, it seems like just one player, you know how they say a tree cannot make a forest? I keep saying that in football, a tree can actually make a forest. Wilfred Ndidi not being in the team hit our stability. It's like a good car, good engine, but the shock absorber not working well. So it hit us hard. And then the pressure of the home fans, some people say referees. But I need you to talk me through how, from the US where you're watching, with a highly expert football mind like your husband, watching side by side, how did you guys go through the emotions of each of those games as they were passing by, from the first game in the group game?
Well, you said so many things, but I will take one at a time. You said you were talking about when they were playing the qualification to for the World Cup and also to come to the AFCON. I will tell you, and all of you guys know, that when you have too many cooks in one pot, the soup would tend to have either too much salt or too much pepper. If you look at it before Eric took over the team, we had 4 coaches to try to qualify them to go to the World Cup. You don't do that to a team. Even though the boys, they are all playing pro, but they are not all together in one team. There's no team chemistry. They all came with individual play. So when you call them a week or 2 weeks before a tournament, it's not enough. If you see, they always say that families that stays together, they grow together, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have it. The boys, they look happy because they want to play for their country. That's what we do. We come, we put up the good face so that people outside will not see what is happening inside, right? But the people outside, they don't understand what they are facing as well. You bring one coach, after 2 games, you fire that coach. You bring another coach, That one will bring his own pattern too. Maybe the other one was playing 4-4-2. Now the other coach now is coming with 4-3-3. The other one is coming with a diamond kind of play. So the boys, there are some players that they are wired in, okay, I'm coming to play 3-5-2. I'm coming to play 4-4-2. There are some players that whatever place you just throw them, they are going to excel. So when you don't have those kind of players that if you throw me here, I can excel, then that's problem to a team. You can't win like that. So now they try to find their feet. Eric is passion, putting together and everything. Now they came to AFCON, but it's too late. It's too late. We really need the World Cup, but now they are showing to us that we are a young team, we are growing, and we're going to get better. Give this team another 4 years. Watch what is going to happen.
Wow. In your team, when you played, Florence seems to be you were the deliverer in this, and I'm not saying it because I want to hype you, but we knew it was like the men's team. Akide for front, we go score. So those of now way they back, defend well, hold the ball. Akide is in front, we will score. There's no question. Who are you? South Africa, Burkina Faso, anybody? Now their luck, we go score, sha. So it was the same with your squad, but there has to be a stable hand in that midfield, in the whole of the midfield. And for your squad, it was Florence. And because there was consistency from the goal line, the core of the team was consistent. Like for a space of 10 years, it also helped us. All of those dominants that we talked about. Do you think that this team were changing players too often? You know, today Osimhen is playing attack with Teremoffi. Tomorrow he's playing with Ridesa. The other day he's playing with Victor Boniface. Another day he's playing with Harcourt. As a striker, is that a problem for a striker, or it doesn't matter?
It really does. Especially when you are the main striker. It really does. And I think also, I'm not taking excuse for the coach, but he's trying to find somebody, the right person to help Osimhen. If you look at it, we couldn't even hold the ball there in their final third. Every time the ball goes there, we have 5 Moroccans surrounding, what's his name?
Akon.
Akon. Yeah, they're surrounding him. He cannot even move. And then the problem is that we don't push forward to come and help him. If you're going to send that long ball, make sure that we are all pushing up. But I'm not here to coach, to do coaching or anything. But I just want to say that with Osimhen, they should leave the boy alone. They should leave him alone. Osimhen could have single-handedly, there are moments that he had. He didn't want to be selfish. That's the time that he should have been selfish. There are moments that ball came to him. If was old Osimhen, Osimhen will turn and take a shot, or he will hold that ball and try to dribble and score. But he always want to get it and give it to, because he has been hearing so much. Oh, he doesn't pass. Oh, he's not a team player. Oh, he's very stubborn. Oh, he fights. Oh, he argues with his team. Hey, Florence Omagbemi used to fight me from where she's playing. She's a central midfielder. She will send these long balls because she knows how to break the line, like the way Abassi is doing. She will send it to me, and if I dare not to make something out of it, if I do not make something out of it, she starts yelling at me from where she is. I'm yelling at her back from where I am on the top. She's yelling at me from the bottom. But after it all, we walk off the field, it's over. But because she's a good friend, she will tell me, hey, that ball what I give you, you know, see if we do like this. In our time, we didn't have video section. We do not have video section. It's what we do on the field. If your teammate really likes you, they will tell you what you did wrong, or your coach. If not, everything is silent. We wait for the next play. But at that point, when they know that all odds was against them, the crowd was on top of them. When I was even watching on the TV, everywhere was red. I barely see the green. Everything was red. That's the time that they should have started talking to themselves. Bring that fire, that Nigerian passion, that fire. Let people see it and say, oh, they are fighting. It's none of your business. We are in that pitch. At that time, we are in the war front. That's what we always tell ourselves. We tell ourselves, we the girls, we say, this game today, you no go come off for our hand. We no go run for nothing. We must fight to the end. It's like the time that we were trying to qualify to go to the next round and also win a ticket to go to the first Olympic against Brazil. We were down 3-0. Everybody thought that we were done. They said, we can come back. They're going to come back second half. It's going to be a whitewash. We went to the locker room. Everywhere was silent like somebody died. Florence, I give her kudos. She stood up. She said, all heads up. We didn't come this far to let Nigeria down, let our parents down. We should remember that the USA, at that time, they wanted to start the professional women's league. And they were saying that they might take some of us. If we don't fight back, how are we going to be picked? So that encouraged me. We were looking up to something, and we were like, okay, we have to do this. We have to do that. We were encouraging each other. I went to the restroom. I was crying. I was like, oh, we're done. We're going to go home. And now they're going to say, oh, there are tired legs, old legs. Oh, they should leave and all of that. And now we are not going to be picked to even go to anywhere. So I wiped my face. Florence came to the bathroom to call me out. She said, this is not the time for crying. If you're going to cry on the pitch. Put your energy on the pitch. Don't leave your energy here in the bathroom. The coaches, they were just yelling at us. That's all they were doing. They were screaming at us. Seriously. No, they were screaming at us. Instead of
I know that feeling.
They were just screaming at us. Instead of them to tell us what we need to be done, instead they are saying you are useless. You are this. You are that. You can't even control the ball. I know how many. I know the assistant coach was cussing at me that I'm good for nothing. I said that I'm the best player, but I'm not doing anything. And we all gather ourselves in Kuro Kosteme. We all gather ourselves. We started like encouraging each other. Florence was encouraging us that we should keep our heads up. There's this lady, may her soul rest in peace, Lizzie Onyewenyi. She was our team secretary. She was patting me on my back. That's the only thing she could do because she was a mother. So she was just patting me on my back. But I know she was telling me it's okay. I was sobbing going out of second half. I was sobbing going out second half. And all we had was God. All we had was all the hard work that we've done. So we went back. We got it back 1. We got it back 2. We got it back 3. The stadium went crazy. It was sudden death. If it was not sudden death and they didn't give patients Avre a red card, we could have beaten Brazil that day. We could have even break more record. All these forwards that they are bringing to help Osimhen, if they know that they are not the right fit for Osimhen, then they should bring the right people so that they can work with Osimhen and work together. When to know when to take on players, when to pass, but they should leave that gentleman alone. Let him just be himself. Let him play.
Edafe, please, can you permit me just 1 second? Because, I got into this momentum from my explanations. Mercy, while you were talking, something happened yesterday while the game was on. As a matter of fact, before the game, and I had this discussion with the Oracle before the podcast started. I watched that game with one of my boys who is in my academy, and then the security man to my house. The three of us watched the game together. As soon as Nigeria filed out, and I saw Osimhen with the captain armband, I just said to my boys, I said, oh no. The security man said, oh God, waiting happen. I said, she said now Osimhen be captain. The security man said, oh God, but that's good now. I say, yes, fundamentally it's good, but technically, in my opinion, what they have just done is to cage Osimhen, and watch it, Osimhen no go perform today. So they were all shocked. They did not understand where I was coming from. So it was actually probably some halfway through the first half. I said, sure, now they see how the game they go. That's when I now explained to them. I said, you see, now because of that captain armband, that armband looks harmless, but it's very, very heavy. It comes with a lot of responsibilities. Osimhen, in my opinion, in football, is like an assassin. He's like a beast. You're supposed to unleash him to go and destroy, to go and cause mayhem and get you the results you need. When you now give him armband, his first thinking, it's a psychological thing. His first thinking will now be the team. How can he protect the team? Forgetting the fact that to protect the team in the first place was to go and destroy the enemy. He will become more cautious. That was when they started understanding. I say, can't you see? First half, go and watch the game again. Half of first half, Osimhen was mainly in our midfield. In fact, before the first half ended, and especially the second half, Osimhen was even the center, even playing behind Calvin Bassey at some point. That's how deep, that's how deep he would go and save the ball and come back. And that meant he was not able to do what he was supposed to do up front. I felt without the captain armband, Osimhen would have done a better job for us, because he would have just stayed where he stayed and trust Osimhen. He would have destroyed, at those moments, give me the ball. Like you said, those 1 or 2 moments he had the ball and had to pass. It was the captain armband that passed that ball, not Osimhen, the vintage Osimhen that passed that ball. I don't know. Can you throw some? Do you agree with me? And if yes, why? If no, why? I just want to see if I have credence in this.
Yes, I agree. Seriously, I agree. You just use the hammer to hit the nail on top of the nail's head. The time that Uche Urikeria was, moving out of the national team, Mavis Ogu was fading out. They were all like going out of the national team. So Mavis was the assistant captain, and now because age and everything, she's being put aside, not being called to the national team. And they were talking about getting an assistant captain. And Coach Mabo, may so rest in peace, he called me and he said that he wants to give me an assistant captain. I'm like, I looked at him, I was like, Coach, me? I said, no, it's not that I cannot be a captain, but it will make me less play. I always want to be a people pleaser, and I'm not a people pleaser. I cannot please you when I'm on the field. When I'm on the field, I'm a firecracker. Even the opponent, they say, why is it that now you are so relaxed, you talk to us, you laugh with us after the game? I said, because should I be laughing with you on the side, on the line? To do what? We are going to battle. It's like we are going to battle. One team has to win. One team has to win. So if I'm the leading scorer on this team and I'm leading that forward line, I have to do my job. But if I have that captain band in my hand, I will be so reluctant to call for the pass from you. I don't want to offend you. And if you pass the ball wrongly to me, I won't say anything. But in my own right mindset, I'm like, what in the world is this one? I know if he pass ball again. But those are things that Osimhen used to do. But because of all this chaos, and he has the band, totally agree with you. He was just being a peacemaker. You can see
Absolutely.
even when the boys are trying to fight, he will go in there and push them away. Unlike him, before he will go there and be like in front of everybody saying, hey, you can't do that, but now he's the peacemaker. Let them just allow him. And for him, I know it's a pride thing, wearing the captain band for your country. There will be a moment when the time comes that he will have it. Now, it's not the time.
I quite agree with you completely, because again, when he captained in one of the dead rubber games, the game against Uganda, and we said, oh, he became humble, he became nice. But what we failed to realize was that every team need in the words of my sister, a firecracker, a chaos maker. Imagine Eden Hazard being the captain of Chelsea. I don't think he would have done well, because Hazard thrives in chaos. Let there be crisis, we die here today. He's that kind of player. And I think that's the kind of player that Osimhen is. As much as I don't agree with some of the things he does, but the football is good. That was why when I heard some analysts say they should drop him because of that quarrel, in my head I was like, you play ball at all? I've been in dressing room where somebody breaks somebody's nose, bleeding, doctor fix him. The both of them went back and play football, they win match, come back. Is because of pointing hand for person face. You say your star player, they should drop him. People sit down in this all this media studio and talk some things. I'll be like,
if you really want to win, if you really want to win,
your best player, your best player can be a
you have to have the passion. Yeah,
he will play.
I was one of them on the field, in the locker room. We used to tell each other, what did they do on ourselves? On our things, and so we won't finish the game. We just play 1-0. We they see what we they do, and then the coaches, they are on top of us. There's no like you are playing for America or this. That at that time, there's one time that I left because I came to school, on that scholarship. But Nigeria still calls me back because I'm playing for my school team. I came back. I was like, what is this? What is this? I said, this is not right. The way we played, we are slow. I said, no, we have to pick it up because we are going through all these small countries. When we meet the people that compete with us, South Africa, Ghana, Cameroon, when we come and meet them, it's not going to be like when we are playing Egypt and Morocco. No. So we have to pick it up. And our coaches, they're on top of us too. They are like, you, these old players, you guys have been here, you know the system. Because it's kind of like legacy that the 1999 squad, they were leaving, But Florence was lucky because she was 16 years old when she joined the national team in 1991. But she was one of the longest, and she keep, telling us this is what we have to do. Any new players that comes in, it's kind of like a routine, like you have to follow, So, but I don't think that I see them. They clap hands, they sing, they laugh. Do they have that brotherly love with them? I started seeing it in this competition, in this AFCON with the boys. But during when they were playing, it was not like that. It was disoriented team that we had trying to qualify to go to the World Cup.
So there is one major thing that if you travel around Morocco, I make bold to say I'm one of the very few journalists that have traveled to every center where matches are played in this tournament, all of the states, and you see the infrastructure, you see the pitch. This thing they used to say, okay, so you're from Port Harcourt, so let's talk about it. Back then, there is a field in Port Harcourt. It's called the Shell Field in Rumukrushe. And the late Coach Babayaro, we train in SBS, but he would take us to Rumukrushe to go train in Shell Field. Like once we'll lobby. You know that Shell Field, you cannot even get access. When you get there and we're playing, Coach Babayaro will say something like this: if you cannot play ball here, go and become a wheelbarrow pusher. Because all of the things you're praying for, good field, place to pass the ball, no gallop, it's here. If you can't play ball here, you're short, go and join police. You will become a constable. So, so let me bring the words of Coach Babayaro now and say it this way. You're exposed. You've seen it from the Nigerian football side, and you've seen it from the best of the best facilities, infrastructure, the grandest of stadiums. What is the role of good infrastructure in a team like Nigeria? You know, going from this level to the next level where they become world beaters. How good would infrastructural investment by the government do for our men and women's team going forward?
We have to, like what you said, when I went to Morocco 3 times last year with FIFA event. Every street there is a tough pitch. Kids are running, kids are playing. It kind of like the president of that country just said, we want to stand out in women football and also in male football. Infrastructure everywhere, fields everywhere, and nobody's putting key to lock it. Kids, there one time we went out, we were coming back at 2 a.m. Kids were still playing under the light. And I'm like, what is going on? They said, this is how it is. That since the girls started doing well and the boys started doing well, now they are even telling the kids that were born in Europe to come down and represent their father's land. So everywhere there are pitches. And that's the thing that we lack. We lack that in Nigeria. Is the fields are so terrible. And if you see a field that is even slightly good, they are locked down. So how do people go out there to showcase their talent, to play, to have fun, even just kicking around? You know, you will find talent in that. But there is none. Look at the Moroccans, the under-17 World Cup for the women that I went to. That's a new facility that they built. It was almost close to 18 fields or 17 fields on Rabat there. That the U17 program, fields all over the place, and everybody was playing. Sand Stadium. So if we can invest money, I get it, politics, and this, but we also have sports directors in each of our states. That should be one of the primary things for them to pursue. When they say bring your budget, first thing you are going to do, you're going to tell them, we want infrastructure in this area, in that area, and don't go and plant grass because it's not going to last. Go and put a good turf field that can last for another decade. This, after your tenure, somebody else will carry over, they will do maintenance, the fields will still be there, people are going to play, and you will find talent. Right now, it looks like all our attention right now, our local players are not players anymore for us. And that's one thing that is killing Nigerian football, both women and men. There is nobody that wants to play local anymore. Everybody's attention now is abroad, overseas. I want to go and play there because that's where my greener pasture is. No, but there are players that played at home too that had success. They come to the national camp, they play with the national team, and they go back again. And they go back to their clubs. But now we don't have that. If even you are playing, you are just there. You are just being there just to make that pathway to go overseas. But you don't blame them because nothing is coming out from our football anymore.
Sis, there is
Sorry,
one major.
real quick. Hello, Edafe. This is a 1 second question. Sorry, real quick. Mercy. Everything you just explained now, is it a function of administration or just function of government? What would you say?
Function of administration.
Thank you.
Because it's the administration that will take it to the government. The government, they're up there. They don't know what is happening here.
I know. Put you there. I asked this question on purpose. I asked that question on purpose, not so you can give that particular answer. I needed that clarity, and I thank you very much for your answer.
Thank you, Babayaro, for raising that question. So I had this conversation on Twitter where I was saying that all our administrators know how to do is to celebrate marriage, do photo op. They don't do anything. I one handle on Twitter, chairman of one FA, said, no, it's government problem. It's not administrators' problem. I like the fact that my sister have answered it that way because that's the way I think too. If there is a need in an industry, Ali Baba, the comedian, will always say, who is speaking for your industry? Who is at the table, in government's table, saying, Baba, this is not what we want to. Nah, this is the problem we have. Please solve it. My uncle, the late Uncle Eseoghene, used to say, if you come to my house, you have a problem. You see me eating, but you came with a problem. Oh. I now tell you, come and eat. You wash your hand, you sit down in the shop. Another person now come with his own problem too while we're eating. And I call that person, come eat. The person say, Baba, no. The thing will carry me corner, he pass food. Oh. This is my problem. I asked, okay, what's me the problem? I come pause from the eating. I go, what's the problem? The person I say, my pikin they sick for hospital. I need money to go pay hospital bill. Then you now come say, you wait the shop, come say, hey, now the same to carry me come. I will say, shut up. Now your belly they concern you. There is nothing, your pikin can die.
Edafe, this one I'm going to tell you, you already know. I'm sure you remember Akide-Udoh. Akide-Udoh of Access Bank. You remember him? Now, when Akide-Udoh was MD of Access Bank, once upon a time, my sister at the time, who ran a foundation, a very big foundation, I was her ambassador. And one of the moments we were going to visit Akide-Udoh, and then of course, because she knows him only too well, so that's why what you just said just brought that memory. So she had to lecture me before we went to meet Ike. She says to me, listen, Emma, when we go there, Ike will be extremely so nice. He will be so nice to you. He will offer you tea or drink or coffee, whatever you want. And if you say yes, he will even be the one to bring it or prepare it and serve you. Emma, the biggest mistake you will make for this, our proposal, is to say yes. Please, whatever he offers, nicely turn it down. Because just let him know that this thing we are pushing, since it's because it's humanitarian, this is all we have the time for. We're urgently, people are dying and things like that, and then I thought for a moment, and guess what? When we went to his office, that's exactly what happened. So it was when we were done and we got there, he gave the approval, and Access Bank supported that organization so well. And we did so well as far as HIV and AIDS was concerned in terms of sensitization. So I was not asking, I said, but why? I said, why that situation? He said, because if you truly have a problem, then you will not have time to say you want to sit down, begin eat and drink and merry make before your problem. You table your problem first. So, and that's why when you said this, there's a reference I could relate with it. Edafe, go ahead, please.
That's absolutely true. And I learned that from my late uncle, my father's younger brother, and I've never ever forgotten that to this very day. It's always in my head, like, if you carry need, if you have a problem, this is your problem, and you're carrying it to go for somebody to solve. The person that brought a bowl of food, say take food shop, my brother, focus on the problem first. Unfortunately,
yes,
in our football, we have people who get to the table and they offer them food, they eat, even stain their clothes with the food, and forget Forget what brought them to the table.
You're right. You're right. In the first place. Yeah.
I do hope and pray and wish that one day we'll have people who go to the table and say, Baba, thank you for the food. But not be the thing will do me now past food. Now, when you solve this thing, Bele go open for food. That's when we will be able to eat. Because when you travel around the world, the countries that are getting it right, infrastructure is at the very, very base of every other thing. I mean, I've seen my sister training her players, and I'm just looking at the environment where she's training these players. And I'm saying to myself, say we'll not get any of this for Nigeria, Sha. Like, even our national team does not have this type of facility to train. So forget about the clubs. I just hope that one day we'll get it. Since the original plan was to keep it for an hour, we've done an hour already. And I know that the climb you live in, when people say this is the time, that's exactly what it should be. And I don't want to take relationship for granted and keep you for too long. But there's one last question I want to ask. Going into the AFCON Cup of Nations, they say the target given to the coach is get to the finals. Win or lose, you will keep your job. But he's not gotten to the finals. He got to the semi-finals. They came into Casablanca today from Rabat around 1:45 p.m. They finished their training. Because of this project, this interview, I would have been in training. Now, the question I want to ask, from your expert opinion, and for someone who's been in different teams that have changed coaches over and over and over, and the effect or how it impacts the team. From what you've seen of Eric Chelle and the World Cup qualifiers, the friendly matches, the 5 games that we played in this competition. 6 games, sorry, who played in this competition. Do you think it should be let go and we go on the hunt again to look for another coach that will try to get it right? Or we should stick with him and say, we'll see what you're doing, we'll see where you're going. We're not there yet, but it looks like with you, we'll get it faster.
I would say that if they let him go, that's a big blow. That's a big mistake that they are doing, because psychologically, it's going to affect some of those boys as well. Because the boys have built confidence in him. They are relating well with him now, and they are doing what he's telling them. You can see the team chemistry is coming up. And just to take something back, with the way he answered the media between Osimhen and Lookman problem, and the way he spoke to Osimhen and Lookman, you see the way everything just went down. It's not a coach that instigates another player to another player. He's a builder. So if you find somebody that can build, that doesn't destroy, you should keep the builder than to go and bring somebody that does not even know where the problem is and start putting blames. So what he has done, he has shown that he's a good coach. He will get there. Every coach will learn every day. But for them to even put a tag on his neck that you have to get to the finals to be a super ego coach, that's another thing that I don't like with our our NFF, because you cannot be choking somebody when they are doing your job for you. Because coaching, like what I told you guys when we were all joking around, coaching is not an easy thing. And to control boys that have money, it's not an easy thing. Because some of those boys, they have money more than the coach. They have personality. You are dealing with, I won't say 7 demons, but you are dealing with different personalities.
Oh, yes. And today they have numbers behind them, followers, online army.
I'm telling you, so for him to control the boys and keep them in check and also do his job is a lot. For me, they should leave the man alone. They should even clap for him. From where the pot, like what I told you guys, there were too many cooks in one pot, and he came and started taking one at a time. Yes, the result that we want, because our Nigerian people, we used to say mamba, 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 mamba. The mamba, rushy show. That's what they want. They bring you, they want you to just quench the fire that you already set on. I don't know where the fire is coming from. I have to figure out where the fire is coming from. And that's what Eric was doing. And now we figure it out. You want to throw him away. How soon you going to get another coach? And how much you think that coach is going to give to you? You're going to fire that one too? That's one thing I'm always saying. Give people long term so that they can do your job for you. You can't just give somebody a contract and tell the person it's 3 months. What do you think the person is going to do? Americans will say they will do a shitty job for you and just walk away, take your money and go. But this guy, you can see it, he's doing everything with passion. Even when they play Dio Congo with the PK when they were playing, look at him fighting on the sideline. I was feeling so bad for him. He's saying, look, that's somebody that came from another country. He's saying that somebody is doing voodoo, that they are doing voodoo. We on this side, we don't believe that voodoo exists. And me as I am, so I don't believe that voodoo can do anything to me. I know I've seen it happening to people, but voodoo can't work for me. But the man, he has learning the African culture. He's trying to observe, he's learning. And now the stage that he is, if they fire him, I will say shame to those people that let him go. That's what I would say.
Mercy, as soon as Nigeria finished the match yesterday, in less than 30 seconds, I picked up my phone because there's this WhatsApp platform I belong to. It had to do with it in Nigeria. It's for administrators, and then it is a Nigerian concerning Nigerian national teams. The first thing I typed on that platform was, big respect, like kudos to the Super Eagles. I praised the Super Eagles. At the same time, I gave great kudos to the coach. And my reason for doing that, I said, because I know the many on-the-ground nonsense that went in, all the tragedies and traducers and shenanigans that went on. This man had to, I know the horrible hand this man was dealt with. You are even just talking about just telling him do this or that. No, we know the hand he was dealt with. He was dealt a very, very bad hand. And yet this man painstakingly and patiently was able, like you just said, to steer this team to this particular moment. My last sentence on that message was, give Eric Chelle another contract. And you actually just echoed my thought. That's why I just had to chip that in right now. Edafe, do you have anything else to say?
No, I don't. I think it's your show now. You do your thing.
Okay. Listen, I'll just shoot one more on the AFCON, one or two more on the AFCON, and then probably go into the last bit, which is what I love to talk about more. On the AFCON, because Edafe asked a question. I think you wanted to answer it, but got carried away by another explanation. So I just needed to bring that back because it was nice. Because I'm sure some of our listeners, our fans will bring that up as well during our feedback. But she did not answer this or that. Concerning the Ndidi thing, our captain, the Super Eagles captain, do you really think his absence played a very, very major role in our performance yesterday? Because many seems to believe that. What do you think? Do you think his absence played a very major role in our performance yesterday or not? Or the void was filled very, very well? What do you think?
I would say that we miss him. He's a player, he's a vital player in that middle, and he's a leader, because I know most of those boys, they look up to him. His presence on the field, it brings Allah, But he's in that, we find ourselves in a stage that somebody have to fill the vacuum. We have to give that kid kudos too for just filling that vacuum and not disappointing. and that's why it's a team game. And whatever happens, players will have to step up. You are not just there. May so rest in peace, Coach Mabo. He said, we didn't just bring you here to eat and go to the nearest toilet. No, that's not what we brought you here for.
Nigerian coaches.
Our coaches can talk. Our coaches can talk.
Nigerian coaches get punchlines.
I tell you, the man only say, some of you here, we just brought you here to eat and go to the nearest toilet. That's what you're good of. So, but the player that they brought in, like, he did his job. PK, penalty, is anybody's game. We didn't take our shots, and Moroccans did. And this is where we find ourselves. But I like waiting. My mother go always tell me, she will say, nothing spoiled. We'll continue to build and we'll continue to move on. So, but we missed him as a captain, as a leader. Every player counts on a team, and he was there. He did his job. And I know as a captain too, he has a lot on his shoulder as well. So we should just look forward. Now we're asking ourselves, what next? That's what we should be asking ourselves. What next for this team? We should not. We look back because we don't want to see what happened before to happen in front. But now, what next? What are we looking forward to? Where are we going with this team? What is the thing that we are going to do that when we are in this situation? Because this is twice now with this team, with PKs or penalty, the way people will call it. What if we find ourselves in the third time in this situation? What can we do better? Or what can we do better going forward that the next 4 years that we will qualify for the World Cup? We should start preparing now, not waiting till 3 years before we start talking about how we want to start infrastructure, how we want to build the team. We should start building now with what we have. And little by little, the more you give, the more you're going to get. You can't just give right away and get something. So we build. All these teams that were beating us, all that we were tying with, they were doing their underground things. They're not going to come to social media and be telling you. Everybody was building. But we just depend on our pro boys. Our boys are playing in pro. We are following them in La Liga. We are following them in the Premiership League. Oh, today he played. We take a start. Oh, today he played. We take a start. So then we bring them together. But it's not enough. You have to build this team from scratch. So if we want to get better, we expect more from them. We should give them more. So that when we're expecting, they know, the players as well, that because much has been given to them, much
is expected.
So
thank you very much on that. And then you did mention something, which was the second and last question on the AFCON bid that I wanted to touch on, which is the PK thing that you just talked about. Nigeria, or not every Nigerian, but most Nigerians want to eat up one young man. I'm talking about Chukwueze now and his penalty. And I mean, I'll listen to you first, and then I'll say something very fundamental that a youngster, because when I went for training today with my young lads, I asked them what they thought, because I do that as a form of teaching. You watched the game yesterday. Why did this happen? You saw the penalty. And one young boy actually said something very fundamental concerning that penalty. But I want to hear from you first. What will be your opinion? Do you think Nigerians should be happy and eat him up or kill him or shout at him like they want to? Or is there an explanation for why he did what he did? Or is there an excuse why he should be excused? Can I just hear your take on that penalty from Chukwueze?
That kid, even before they wanted to play the pick, I saw him. He's a jokester. And I think maybe it's because of his age. If you look at all their documentary that they were putting on Facebook and social media. He's a jokester, and in that kind of big situation, even though he's taking his PKs in practice and he feels that he can take one, that crowd was too big for him. And you can see it already on him when he was going to take that PK. PK takers, they don't just walk like that, shift one side, and just go and pass the ball. But I'm going to say that it's nerve-wracking to take a PK. Everybody thinks that it's that four corner, you can just kick it in. No, it's not easy like that. It's not. So they should not kill him. This is how the game should have played out. One team will always win.
Absolutely.
One team will always win. It has happened. It has happened. We should not crucify him.
It has happened in our favor before. Now it's happened in some other countries' favor. So, yeah.
So we should not crucify him. We should leave him alone. That's what want to happen. He's not the only one that missed the PK. The defender that went there to take his own too missed it. Bruno missed too. So are they looking at it that Bruno played? Bruno had
people felt he was very lackadaisical.
No, but Bruno had a fantastic game.
Oh, Bruno was super.
So maybe they are looking at it like his legs are tired, but no. Chukwueze, he was nervous. You can tell. I'm a PK taker, so I know when a player is nervous to go and take a PK. Even though when he was walking, you can see it from his body movement. I told my husband, I said, Colin, I said, I'm scared. And I took my eyes away. I said, my heart is beating for him. But if you look at it, he faked the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper was going that way, but he didn't pick his eyes up that the goalkeeper is going that way. He showed his PK to the goalkeeper that that's where he's going. He could have put it on the opposite side because that side was much better. Because I keep watching the PK over and over. When he went for the last contact, he didn't pick his head up. He just played it. And that ball is not an easy ball to save, but because that goalkeeper too was good, it was good like our own goalkeeper as well. So he saved it. So, but they should leave him alone. They shouldn't discourage him. He's a young guy.
Not save his own now.
I want to say something. So Emmanuel is very good at saving penalty kicks. So to him, for you to be a good kicker, you have to walk the goalkeeper. Chukwueze did not walk the goalkeeper yesterday. There are goalkeepers that will save a penalty and you say, oh, it was hard work. But let me say something here. That same run, that same move, but he kicks the ball and the ball went the other side and the goalkeeper flew this other direction. Would anybody here? Because let's not forget that, we have a striker, top striker in Mercy. I was a creator. I was a wide player. But my superpowers as a football player is playing free kick. Like if I play 5 free kick, I'm sure I will score 4. I don't care who you see. Put 2 goalkeeper in the goal. I've scored against Ike Shorumu, Lemisa, like some of the best. But I'm just giving you this. That when you play penalties, and my sister would agree with me on this, you choose your spot before you start your running. Most time.
Yeah.
It takes extraordinary players like the Andre Pelos of this world, Zidane, some very wonderful Rashidi Yakini, Mercy herself, that will say, you know what, if you like, put Devil and Holy Spirit in that goal. I will play my boy who enter the net. So I think it's chosen a spot. And most times when you approach a penalty and then you change your mind, that's when you lose the ball. So it chose the spot. Maybe, you know that thing they say in training, they say accuracy before pressure. He didn't really shift it to the airstream to walk the goalkeeper. But in the history of Nigerian football, and the two of you will agree with me, we have created a template of every defeat, somebody must be sacrificed on the altar of blame.
Yes.
Every time. So that in itself is a national disease. Why I call it a national disease is Once we do that, it kills the ability to do a proper post-mortem as, okay, this tournament, what did we do right? Because not every tournament you
Wrong
do something wrong.
collectively.
Sometimes you say, okay, collectively, what did we do wrong? What did we do right? Okay, let's build on this. But once we go with in Cameroon, we blame Maduka Okoye, kill his career. The World Cup qualifiers, we blame Uzo, kill his career. Yakubu Ayegbeni, Sani Keita. I can go on and on. Sasia for not passing one small pass against Cote d'Ivoire to Yekini. Like, I can't even believe that Nigerians, like, we blame Sasia till he retired. And we've been doing that over and over and over again. I think we need to get to the point now where we stop and accept that certain things, I've seen Zidane miss penalty. Maradona in 1990 was interviewed that you've never missed a penalty from 1978 up until this time. Is there any chance that you will miss a penalty? Maradona said
big penalty.
Maradona said that even God cannot save his penalty. That evening, the goalkeeper of Yugoslavia caught his penalty. Armando Diego Maradona, greatest player in the world, right? So we should get to a point where we say, you know what? To be very honest, coming into this tournament, we were not this good. We didn't expect to play this good. We didn't expect to perform this good. And we've done this. Eric Chelle, whatever it is you've done with these players, thank you very much. We may not have won the gold. We are not there for silver anymore, but let's build on it. But once we start this conversation of today is going to be Chukwueze, tomorrow is going to be Osimhen, next tomorrow is going to be another person. I think we need to develop a system that is above that and face the core. And I think the reason why we're always blaming people is because we want to extract the conversation from the real discussion. When are we going to build infrastructure? When are we going to set up proper budgeting? When are we going to avoid going into a tournament and in the middle of the tournament, players are striking for their money? When are we going to ever enter a tournament and not be owing coaches 3 months, 7 months, 14 months salaries? We don't want that discussion. So let's put Chukwueze now as a sacrificial lamb. And then if that one does not water, let's even blame Osimhen for quarreling with Ademola Lookman. We can't do that all the time. As a nation, let us grow past that. That's my own take in this conversation. Anybody can miss a penalty. Anybody.
Mercy, have you missed a penalty?
Edafe will testify. I
Yes,
think
she has.
2002. 2002 in Warri, I missed a penalty that could make me be another second time me winning the African Footballer of the Year. And I loved it. I loved that PK, and everybody was crucifying me. They didn't even understand what I was going through. Yeah, they were crucifying
I think it was under Samopodu.
Yes, Samopodo. Yes, under Samopodo. That one is another different topic. You know, I've been under coaches, but there is no control, nothing. You know, everybody was just doing whatever they like. So, but it's tough. That's why I said they should leave him alone, because it takes the grace of God. It takes a grace of God for somebody to check out from what just happened. Because now he's blaming himself that I didn't make my team to go to the finals. It's because of me. So they should understand that he's a human being as well.
He's been sacrificed, like Edafe said, and that's unfair. Very unfair.
And that's not good.
I agree.
And they need him. He's a young guy. They should leave him alone. Anybody can miss it.
Yeah. So now let me get to my very few questions before we totally round up. The terrain where I love to talk about most. I mean, you are there in the US doing a lot of great things, you know, but fortunately or unfortunately, in this part of the world, we don't hear so much about your great works. I'm a humanitarian, so anything humanitarian, you know, gets to me. And I mean, before this interview, I know how you are talking like some politician. Women must this, women must that. You have even colonized. You have colonized all our backroom staff, all our female backroom staff. You must have the opportunity. You must have this. You must have that.
You didn't do that to my sister. No.
So please, can you just share with us a little bit what is? I mean, But by the way, even though I said it during my introduction, I just need the people to know again. In my opinion, not my opinion actually, it's official, it's the truth. You are the first, if not the only footballing icon, female footballing icon. Now, listen to this carefully. I did not say football star. I did not say footballing legend. You have gone beyond this status. You are, in my opinion, the only female footballing icon from Africa, because you're a global superstar. You know, there's nowhere you go about talking female football anywhere in the world and you say Mercy. You don't even have to say Mercy Akide. You are a reference point for female football in Africa. I mean, the person you were talking to, that's the first name they will mention to you. You know, so but what are you doing? I mean, outside, beside being just our footballing icon now, what? And then, of course, beside being the wife of that man that I beef so much, and everybody knows why I'm beefing him.
Why
You know, so beside being his wife,
you did not shoot your shot. You did not shoot your shot. You miss your penalty. Somebody that shot his shot and score, they are beefing them.
The man play offside. Edafe, let's not go there. This will take another 10 hours. The man now offside specialist. Now offside that man do.
Referee no
That man play
like
offside. Edafe, the man did not play by the rules. Let's not go there, because probably today I would have been the husband of a footballing icon. You know, so the man play offside. So even though I love the man, Colin has been a friend for forever. He's one of our greatest hands as far as journalism is concerned. And as a man, he is a stand-up, credible human being. 100 over 100. I know that. But besides all these things, what does Mercy do, please?
Well, first of all, I will say thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys. I'm coaching here in Virginia Beach. I'm the assistant director of Steel United. I'm the director on the girls program, from the 2011 age group to the 0809 age group. So what I do is that I coach them, I mentor them as well, not just being a soccer player, but also with education. Because what we have here, we have scholarships as well for students to go to school. So I help the parents to give them knowledge as well, how to pursue their kids' career, to further their education in college as well in my program here in the US. And I do a lot of stuff with them. I have close to 80 kids in my program and 80 parents. Well, I would say 160 parents, because they have dads and moms as well. I educate them about the game. You know how it is here that parents just holler, they scream, they abuse the referee and all of that. So I educate the parents as well, to be calm and what to say and what not to say. We want to bring good kids, bring good footballers, and also bring good kids to pursue their career. If soccer is not there, education is there. And because they are into this our program, so it gives them privilege when they get to the working setting to also, because they've been in football, also help them to live life. Because as a footballer, you have to have that work ethic in you. And most of the students that we have, or players that we have, they are not looking to go professional, but they are looking in lifestyle. With their lifestyle, how can they sustain the corporate world? So being a footballer is not just being a footballer in our academy, like I'm coaching right now. Is what you are going to become in life. If football takes you there, that's good. Football took me a lot of places. But if football is not your thing and education is your thing, I also encourage that as well. So those are the things that I'm doing, and I'm also helping FIFA with the anti-racism committee that I'm in. I travel a lot. That's why I was telling you that I went to Rabat, Morocco, 3 times last year. I could have gone there for the fourth time, but I had to stay back because my daughter was coming back from college. But you know, this is all I do. Advocate for female footballers, young girls, when to say no to certain things, because I could recall when I was playing, there are coaches that wanted to take advantage of me. I don't want to call names. There are also people that says ugly things to me and say that you look like a boy, you will not have children, you're playing football won't take you anywhere. Look at me now. I'm a mother.
Look at life.
Look at me now.
Look at life. You see?
Yeah.
So I try to encourage these girls that, hey, it's not your look, it's what you believe in yourself. So you have to always believe in yourself. Nobody's gonna hand anything to you as a girl child. You have to work for it. And if you have that work ethic and you know what you're doing, you have a focus, then you can get to places. So these are the things that I'm doing right now. Not playing anymore, but I'm giving back and in my own way. I'm still playing, I'm still in the game because I'm still coaching.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you're doing so much. But these guys right here, where I and the Oracle are what you call the thorough home breed. If there are two people who carry Niger for head, you see this Oracle here and this man where they talk to, we carry Niger matter for head. So that would just that's where my next question is going to. Because say for Nigeria, we are very good at tapping into glory. Go, yeah, we sabi stretch and let us tap to this glory and all that. I was just gonna ask, how does this your projects, do I say favor Nigeria, or how can it, get to us here? How can we tap into the blessings of this so many things that you do? If we are not already, how can we?
I think we are already.
I'm looking for sponsors. I'm looking for sponsors. I did couple stuff. That was last year before when my mom passed. I came home. I did some clinic. I did one in Port Harcourt. I also did one in Uyo, because that's my husband's hometown and he knows people there. So I did one there, and the commissioner, sports. Then he which you guys know, boss Paul Bassi. So now he's the commissioner of sports there in Uyo there. So he's helping me. But I need more help. I need NGOs, like people to help me so that I can not just go in there and picking these players and just leaving them stranded. I need them. It comes with fund. If I'm gonna get the scholarship here, because I coach here as well in college, but I decided to leave it because it was a little too much for me running a club and being in college and also running a home, because I'm still a wife and I still have my children.
We know, Mercy, we know. Take a easy now. We know.
So because of that, I need fund, to bring these players to America. I have the connections. I will come down if you guys help me find somebody. It doesn't matter what state. I just want to help young girls to further their education and so also pursue their God-given talent, which is football, that we all played, that we have so much passion for, and I will get D1, D2, D3 colleges for them. There are different criteria with these colleges. D1 what they need, D2 what they need, and D3 what they need, as well. My daughter is playing in D1 right now, and I know a lot about D1. I didn't play D1, I played D3 because they paid his academic scholarship. And when you have academic scholarship, sometimes D3 they give you full ride. I went for full ride. So, and I didn't pay no dime. And that's why today I'm here in America and I'm trying to find somebody that can pay their transport fare down here. And if they have scholarship, if they have partial scholarship, who can help them, fund that as well. If I have the money, I'll do it for every little kid the way I am. Because if you train up one child out of 7 or 3 kids from a home, as far as that kid knows what they are doing, they will go back, they will come back and take the other 3 along. So I'm a living testimony what God has done for me, for my family and I. So, and I want to break that down, to other kids that they look like their situation is bad right now. No, keep
Sure,
working
absolutely.
hard. There will be a breakthrough. And I'm hoping that I have NGOs and people that are in higher places that can help me bring my vision to light towards the African kids to come to America here to play soccer, to play football.
You probably have found yourself an apostle or a disciple, or a collaborator, if you like. Because you are embodiment. You are an embodiment of what I already do. Except even as we speak, as I speak with you, I've got about 3 youngsters who are in the same US, but they're all boys on scholarships as well. One just left in December 26th or 7th. He's there in the US now on scholarship as well. I do that on the male. I've got no connection for the female. And the reason I've got no connection for the female is because a lot of females, parents have been coming to me. Oh, you train boys so wonderfully. Your academy is this and that and that. Why don't you consider girls? Because we've got our children. I'll be the first to tell you, I'm so sorry, man. I don't have the discipline. Women know they hear word. I know they hear word. So I'll probably talk to you privately on this. I like being straightforward privately on this, because what I was just going to say to you is probably you might have to be the one to handpick someone in Nigeria whom you believe is a good coach, a female coach that will help to train these kids. I can do the funding. Of course, it's my academy or something to train some of these kids up to standard, because I know standard is pretty important for you guys there in the US. Train them up to speed, get them to the right position, to the right stage, and then we can do the rest with you. I don't have that discipline. I'm not going to lie. I do not. I try. Definitely don't go camp with women before. I tried one camp as a young. I don't want camp where women dey. Edafe, I won't blind. Grace won't catch me. I say, no be me. I know fit. I know.
The funny part is when you're in a camp. So when Ekboma, we're in a camp went to go play a Bruce Cup. So we're camped together with like 4 female team. We're playing, but you know how youth fun football, eh? Then they think of gender. All these girls, then they send. They go, they were kind naked for where boys they.
So you know what they talk already, Edafe. I know fit. Make I tell you one small one in 2 seconds before we go off. Daniel Mokati get academy. That's the first time I assisted in an academy. Daniel used to run an academy, Amo 14 in Kaduna. So I was assisting him as a coach. He owned the academy. He was running it. Once upon a time, some girl now came to him, just like girls have been coming to my own now. Oh, please. I would like, Daniel now came to me and said, come, we'll see this girl. They want to take. I said, Daniel, I know if you take now you get your academy, but if you ask me, I will say a very big no. Daniel, but if we say no to them, now then go for town. Go, they say Daniel and Mokati turn them back, and they'll go spoil person name. So just leave them in. I said, Daniel, now you talk amo. He told the girls to start training. They came to training the first day. They came to training the second day. The third day, that we come training now, because they're already used to. They are like one of the boys already. I know boys, when we come training now, that local setting, we'll go first sit down, gist. Now, when we don't sit down, gist, when it's time for training to start, because I'm the assistant. So I go first to the pitch, I start blowing the whistle, then boys, now they will start begin the dress to run, enter pitch. When I go blow whistle, as boys they pull clothes to dress, Edafe, I saw these guys follow boys pull clothes to dress. Edafe, when we enter pitch, Omokati was now doing the coaching. Hold on, Omokati was doing the coaching, and the coaching needed, speed walk. Everybody, they do slow motion. I'm not kidding. This is true story. That's why I called the name Daniel the Bull Omokati. He go confirm them for you. Everybody, they do slow motion. Now, Omokati come meet me, say, do I see these stupid boys? I pretended I knew where he was going. I said, wait, what happened? What? Is there anything wrong? He said, how can you tell me is there anything wrong? Can't you see that none of the boys can even run again? It's because of those guys. I said, oh, so when I tell you, make you say no. You don't understand. So now, the next time I say, oh, no, after today's training, they will stop. No, we can't continue like this. So please, Mercy,
I can't coach girls.
If you can have a coach, I'll have. I don't fit. No, I'm not even try out. If you can send me a coach, Mercy, I will start a few. In fact, I'll make some calls to, because parents have been disturbing. I'll make calls to them. If you can send me a coach, we can do that. I think we'll talk afterwards. I'll make sure I try to keep in touch. We'll talk afterwards, because you're doing everything. And the parting question, and then we're done, will be what will be your advice as far as football administration is concerned in Nigeria? Because in between everything we have discussed, the sum total of everything we have discussed, I'm sure you know it, or you must have been told, or you must have been hearing it, administration is the biggest problem that we have. What will be your advice as far as footballing administration is concerned in Nigeria? That will be my last and final question for you.
For me, I'm going to tell them to go back home and just digest and go back to the old history. And because we are trying to find our path, how did we get here? What are the things that we are not doing right? So we should go back from our early beginning and trade our steps to where we are now. And if we are consistent coming for the last, say, 10 years, and these 10 years, what have we done that is not consistent? Then we should look back and take what is happening behind and then look forward to how can we make it better. That's what I'm going to tell them. Firing anybody or putting blame on anybody, this is not the right time. If we do that, everything is going to be messed up for us and we will have no focus. It means that we don't know what we want. We just don't want, we want to win. But winning comes with hard work. Winning comes with sweat. Winning comes with sometimes, I won't say blood, but you have to go extreme to to achieve what you want to achieve, whether it's from the players, whether it's from the coaches, whether it's from the fans, whether it's from the referees, or whether it comes from the administrating FIFA NFF. So before they start blaming anybody, to sit down and check where all of these problems are coming from so that we can take one at a time. We can't just compact everything and try to fix it. It's not one day fixing. Our problem right now, the way I'm seeing our football going, is not one day fixing. It's not just on the female side, it's not just on the male side. Even on the youth program. Look at even the youth programs. We don't even come at anything anymore. We don't even come first, second. Look at the under 20. Look at on the under 20. Morocco won it. Where did Morocco come from? You know, those are the things that we should be asking ourselves. And I'm not saying that I'm looking down on Morocco or looking down on the other African countries, but they call us giant of Africa. Nigeria, we are the giant of Africa. But these days, what people knows us about is all bad stuff. So we are not bad. We the Nigerians that have passion for it, we are asking, where did we go wrong? We should they should go back and sit down, take months, take days, weeks, months, even year to like plan out what they really want to do with our national teams. That's my advice.
All right. Thank you very much. Can I be an Oliver twist? Can you accept to coach us at some point someday? If it's the will of God and we call on you, can you accept to coach us?
I will. It's my father's land. I will.
Okay.
If they call me, I will. But I'm not that one that will come and start asking for you to give me a job. Somebody, I'm not going to call a name. Somebody has told me that I talk too much, that they won't bring me in if I'm talking like this. And plus, my hobby is a journalist as well, you know. So, and I told the person, I said,
It's a shame.
yeah, I said, and then they asked me another question, if I have a godfather. I said, do I have to have a godfather to get a job in my father's land that I played for? I said, if that's what you guys are doing, I'm sorry, I'm not one of them. You're not gonna get it.
If anybody asks you if you have a godfather, you say, I have a God who is already God to you, whoever is the godfather you're talking about. You have
That's
God.
right.
The Almighty. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, so that's beautiful. It's been a privilege, a very rare one, being with you. An icon, you know, a shining star as far as women are concerned, shining so bright on our behalf, on behalf of Africa, you know, to the global stage, and we are very, very proud of you. I think personally, for me, my proudest reason of your personality is one, your humility is off the chart. And I say this with all sense of respect, with all sense of what do you call that word again, Edafe? Responsibility and acknowledgement. You know, because people don't get to understand what it means to be a star or a legend or an icon anymore. Most people think being a legend or icon or what or superstar means I have to snub people, I have to be mean to people, I have to talk down on people, look down on people. That's most people's interpretation of what being an icon is. But you and Oracle will tell you, I do not pay compliments. I say it as it is. You, my dear,
stingy with compliments.
may God Almighty bless you. Because you know why I'm saying this, Edafe.
Thank
You will not believe it that this is probably top 3 of the most important people in the whole world that we have interviewed, right?
Yes.
But guess what? But let me shock you. She is actually the easiest by far, by every parameter, to accept. It did not take her 2 seconds. You see how she's smiling and talking and laughing. I got her phone number off social media. When I called her, she was already laughing. She said, "You, Ima." She said, "You, Ima." So I was trying to explain myself to say Edafe. She said, "I don't mind Edafe. Edafe is my brother. That way they talk too much before I go begin insult person." You know, she was the easiest human being, and yet the most important. That is why it's very personal for me. I don't know if you understand. I did not say I said God bless you with all intent, because you are an amazing human being. You are an amazing human being. Your simplicity precedes you, and you will continue to excel and excel and excel, you and your family.
Amen.
You will all excel to the glory of God Almighty. I am so proud of your and your accomplishment. and your family. And thank you for blessing us. I'm sure you know, no say your brother and oracle, Abi. Because you know, see me carry boom, 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 the reading
I
right
didn't
here.
know that was his nickname. Oh.
Oh, this is the oracle, man. I mean, everything Nigerian football. You know, when people see me and people say, "Oh, this," I say, "Oh, I don't know the secret. I get oracle. See, I'm here." You remember those days when Pashali was fighting? If you want to talk of say why him they win, they go say he get Bendel insurance. This year is the oracle, man. You know, and oracle once again special delivery has delivered. What would you say, Oracle?
Yes, we have. I think, I mean, listening to her talk, I mean, some of the stories I know, but listening to her say some of the inside stories, it make it kind of like say, wow, this baby's strong. Oh. I never knew she
Absolutely.
was cut from the national team. I never knew she was cut from the national team because she was a power block. So why would you cut such a player? I didn't know that story. And I thought that fighting in the dressing room was just men's team. Florence Omagbemi, I've known her from my primary school days, and Avre, for instance. And she's like a very quiet, non-fighting, gentle person. To hear that the two of them were close to punches was new to me. And I know her like forever. Like I've known her all my life, right? And seeing that she's still kept this same personality, nothing has changed. Like she's a superstar. She's a galaxy on her own. Some people will live their entire life and not know where FIFA office is. To have that access to play the game, play at the highest level, play in the US, play the African Women Championship, play at the World Cup, and be working with FIFA means that the people at FIFA have considered you. They've done all the background check and they think that you have something to offer. That means she's, like you said, she's an icon of inestimable value. And to be able to say, oh, I'm going to be available for you guys. Wow. Thank you, sis. Thank you. We don't take it for granted.
Thank you, guys.
And for me also, before I ask you your parting words, Mercy, something you said touched me, which I want to use to speak to all our females, our girls and women out there. This here is a footballing icon. At her younger age, playing days, she was Nigeria's and Africa's superstar. The way you hear an Osimhen now, the way you hear a Kanu Nwankwo or the JJ or the Amokachi, this was the one as a female who represents that particular class of superstars. And did you just hear her? Even despite being that, they tried to take advantage of her. But she said no. So it's very important because a lot of our youngsters will think, oh, this only happens to me because I don't have anybody, or I never begin play, or I never be star yet. Oh, I had to accept, because you can see it happens even to the big stars. You must always have the ability to say no, to stand up to your beliefs. If there's so much hustle to it, go tell somebody who will tell somebody. Mercy, what will be your parting words to your fans all over the world? Because special delivery, they deliver them specially. Oracle will conjoin tonight. You will go drop a like Christmas gift for everybody, please.
I'll say to all the young girls, to the ones that are not born, stars are always born every day. Be patient. Know who you are. That's one big thing. As a soccer player, you have to know who you are. The people that the coaches are taking advantage on, and then they later realize that, oh, I can do better without this person. It means you don't know who you are. I know who I was, and that's why I said no. It's because of me you are in the camp. So you cannot tell me if I don't do this, then you are not going to play me. Then the fans and the world is gonna look at you and say, you have this best player, why are you not playing? So, but you have to know who you are. For all young girls that wants to make it, because now, it's Aziza's time, my time came. Players want to be like me. I know how many players are like, I want to be like you. I said, no, don't be like me. Be you and be better than me. Because that's what the nation, that's what the country, and that's what you want for yourself. You can't put on my shoes. I wear size 10.5 men. You might be wearing female size 10. It's not the same size. So you be you, be the best that you can be. Yes, you want to be like me. Take what you are seeing, the good things, not the bad things, and excel. Sometimes we have mentors. Sometimes people will say, I want to be like my mentor. No, your mentor is your mentor, but you want to be better. That's why we have mentors, because we want to be better. Yes, they educate us. Yes, they help us to get to where we want to be. But the number one thing as a female child, I will tell you, know who you are so that people will not take advantage of you. I have 2 girls. I don't have a boy. I wish I had a boy. But I have 2 brothers, but I have 2 girls. And they play this game too. They play the sports too. I never told them anything about me until they started reading it by themselves. At home, I'm a mom. I'm their sister. And I'm not their friend. They have friends. But at home, I'm their mom. So you have to know, I tell my kids this, you have to know who you are. What do you want? Whatever you have to do, in the center of it all, you have to have Jesus in it. Because you cannot do it by yourself. You can start here, but when it gets to the middle, it gets tougher. When it gets tougher, you need Jesus to see you through the other half. And that's what I always preach to young girls, women, young ladies like me that I mentor. I tell them, in the center of it all is Jesus. Know who you are, what you want to be, what you want to get out of what you're doing. And then you have to put the hard work in it, because nothing comes easy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. All right, people, you heard it all here. Special delivery has just delivered a master class delivery, like we always do. Thank you, Mercy Akide-Udoh. I don't call Udo. Thank
Get
you,
that.
Oracle.
Jealous man.
Amen. Oracle, thank you so very much. Hey, everybody, very soon it's going to be third place game. It's going to be the finals, and we aren't going nowhere until we are done delivering to you. Until the next episode, my name is Emmanuel Babayaro, and you can call me the Godfather, and you will not be mistaken. What I go? Maza!
Maza.
Bye.
Mercy, no, I have an icon in the house. My icon. Can you just do me the Maza thing? Just say Maza.
Maza.
You got it. You got it.